We finished our operations for the year and we ended the year with a Thanksgiving feast, and we rejoiced, and then we shut down and asked people to go to their villages and spread the word. So right there in the admin, they switched off all the equipment and everything, and they shut down the facility. Those were the days when I was still in Lagos, so I did not know much about what was going on a day-to-day basis. I was able to secure permission, and I went somewhere to observe the crossover night. It's a place that they don't know me. It's a place that they are not familiar with who I was, and I did not identify myself to be a minister of the gospel. I was in the midst of the crowd, seeking God desperately for my soul. And while I was there seeking God desperately for my soul in a place where I was not known, two young ladies approached me and began to cry. Can you see a poor man? A poor man just came to look for Jesus. And these ladies began to cry and fell on my feet. One held my right leg, the other one held my left leg, and they began to cry for 1 hour. For 1 solid hour, these two young ladies cried. And after crying for 1 hour, they left. They didn't even greet me and went back into the congregation. Then I knew something was wrong, because in my own mind, that was a strange sign, and I had to go decipher what that sign was about. These ladies came and cried by 4 a.m. in the morning. Are you there? And by 6 a.m. in the morning, I had a phone call, received a phone call from one of our operatives at the former venue, and they told me that the venue is on fire, and they have not been able to quench the fire. Well, they called me 45 minutes later, and they said, the neighbors rose up and said, our church is on fire. Meanwhile, those guys have never attended church actually. But they say our church is on fire. And they broke through the burglaries, they got into the ceiling, they put out the fire. When I was done with my prayers, I traveled back from where I was, and I came and saw, glory be to God, the whole building did not catch fire. But you see, all our equipment, the keyboard, the amplifier, the mixer, everything that has to do with sound was packed into the room that was affected by the fire. And the fire melted it into liquid. My microphone, I had, I've been using all kinds of stuff, but there's a microphone that was designed for me from Germany. It's a Sennheiser microphone. There's been no microphone like that. My microphone was overtaken by the flame. That was the burden that was upon my soul in the time. My microphone was affected. Now, if you come there, you will say, praise the Lord, the building did not burn. But those that know where to look understand that that fire incident was a sign, and I need to find out the meaning of that sign. In my mind, I was not in sin, I was not in trespass, so I don't know why a fire should come and burn the place where we have set up a prayer altar for God. The only thing we do in that place was to pray. And if anything, there should be angels standing guard to ensure that no form of damage comes to that facility. But here I was face to face with a situation that was perplexing to me, and I had to go into the presence of God because that was a sign. And I went into the presence of God and I told God, I'm not living in sin. Why is it that this place got burnt? And you know my mic, you know my microphone, you know how I like that microphone. Now, if other things got burnt, I will not be here, but my mic was consumed in that fire. And when I spoke, I wept, and I wept for days, and I wept for 1 week, and God did not answer me, and I kept on weeping for another couple of days. And when it was 14 days, the Lord said, rise up. You have not sinned. The only thing that you did is that you put your video on cable. You know cable? Cable network. We found a cable station somewhere in Lagos, and it was a cable station that had such a great coverage. Are you there? So if you put the message on that platform, the frequency was available all across Africa. He said, you committed no guile. It's just that when you put your message on the cable platform, your voice now traveled farther than your current jurisdiction. And the demons that came to respond to you are demons that came from where your voice went. Your voice was traveling, but you did not provide prayer infrastructure to safeguard the outcome of that mileage that your voice has been. And then somebody will be there saying he wants his voice to travel. Meanwhile, it is safer for you, for your voice to be in the kitchen. If I had never had that sign, because that sign was a sign of danger, that doom was coming, if I did not do something about the situation. The same way this fire came, the demons are going to regroup, and the next sound that we hear will be a sound that I may not recover from. Oh my God. The Lord himself will show thee what? The sound.
I